Kevin Hart is a name that's almost becoming synonymous with comedy. His breakthrough came back in 2001 after the comedian won a number of stand-up competitions. Fast forward 20 years later, and he is counted as an A-list comedian with a bank balance to go with his success. The success Kevin is at in his career right now is difficult to have without stepping on a few toes. Let's look at some of the best burns and roasts Kevin has made at the expense of NBA royalty. To start with, let's look at the time Kevin Hart interrupted Joel Embiid. While some comedians may shy away from making jokes about other people given their reputation and stature, Kevin wouldn't be one of them. There are plenty of instances of Kevin Hart roasting sportsmen, not just in his stand-up shows, but also on court. Given the height and muscle difference between Kevin and most NBA stars he has poked fun at, we'd be uncertain about making the digs that Kevin gets by with. And to be able to do that during a game with tempers running high, we've got to give it to the little man for his courage. Back in 2017, after winning a spectacular game against the Los Angeles Lakers on their home ground, Joel Embiid was interrupted by Kevin Hart while giving an interview. As the interviewer asked Joel what was working so well for him, even before the question was finished, Kevin video bombed the scene and started shouting, "Trust the process, trust the process." Up next, what happened when Kevin Hart pressured James Harden? Now, Kevin is friends with a ton of NBA stars and has the status of four-time NBA All-Star Celebrity Game MVP. Given all of the connections, wouldn't it be risky to trash talk a player during an important game? Kevin appeared as a guest on Jimmy Kimmel's show. He said that he goes to these games, sits courtside, and deliberately trash talks the players. He also confessed that it was the sole reason he even goes to these games. At a 76ers Rockets game from his courtside seat, Kevin launched a series of digs at James Harden. As James struggled to perform during the first half of the show, Kevin kept putting fuel to the fire and tried to make James angry, just for fun, we presume. It only took a few weak moments from Harden for Kevin to spew fire, like telling the MVP that he was struggling because he was in Kevin's city and that his beard stinks. Not only that, Kevin went a step further and told him that he hated Harden and his calves. Think it ended here? Wait till you hear the best part. Kevin shouted at the courtside that he thought Harden had gotten butt shots. After dragging Harden, our boy could clearly see that Harden got mad. We think that Kevin's insults may have been intended to throw James Harden off his game, but the roast had an opposite effect, which he probably did not anticipate. Owing to getting booed by Kevin, Harden succeeded in dropping 51 points, 13 rebounds, and 13 assists. Well, there's probably a lesson in there for Kevin about not poking the bear. Following up, the curious case of Kevin Hart and Dwayne Wade's friendship. Dwayne Wade played against the 76ers at a game in 2018. Kevin Hart was also in attendance at the game, and you probably guessed it, cheering Dwayne on from the courtside. Get the sarcasm? Philadelphia had a higher score in the series, and since Kevin is from the area, he showed up to support his team. Unsurprisingly, Kevin was once again trying to get on yet another NBA star's nerves. Much like what happened when Kevin antagonized Harden, watching him poke fun sitting courtside lit a fire in Dwayne Wade. Wade ended up shooting 21 points in the first half, along with 6 as well. Not only that, Kevin drove Wade further, shooting 7 points in the second half and another game-winning mid-range fadeaway. After the game ended, Wade walked off the court, looking Kevin dead in the eye. The game ended with Philly drawing a tie in the series with the 76ers. When Dwayne was asked about what got him into the game, his reply was simple: Kevin Hart. He also thanked him in the interview. If the players end up winning the game whenever Kevin Hart's roasting them, sign us up for the opposition team. Later that night, Kevin went live on his Instagram to further trash talk Wade. The drama escalated further when, during a press conference, Dwayne went on record to say that he wasn't friends with Kevin right now. He clarified that they will continue their friendship once the playoffs are finished. A bit of frenemy situationship that pushes you to do better. We see what you're doing there, Kev. Coming up, Dwayne Wade buries the hatchet with Kevin. After the series had finished and Miami was destroyed, Dwayne hoisted the white flag and extended a hand towards friendship. The gesture included a gift, which you could have never guessed. Dwayne presented Kevin with a jersey. Taking a leaf out of Kevin's book, Wade did not just give any run-of-the-mill jersey, but a customized one. The jersey also happened to be sized for a baby, taking a dig at Kevin's short height. This wasn't the first time that a celebrity had poked fun at Kevin's height. Kevin himself has made his height the butt of his jokes. Armed with cutthroat, self-deprecating humor, Kevin relentlessly makes jokes about his 5'4" height. In an Instagram post while sitting on one of the chairs on a set, Kevin had his legs swinging as they did not touch the ground. With a fiery self own. He captioned the picture, "Yes, my feet swing sometimes. So what? This is the life of a thug." In all honesty, his ability to laugh at himself is one of the best things that makes Kevin's humor accessible and appreciated all around. Let's look at how Kevin swung a punch at an NBA player on live TV. Trash-talking players is one thing, but getting physical during a game is another. Courtside seats aren't always the safest, not for the players and even less so for the attendees. Kevin was seated courtside at a Clippers vs. Lakers game. After a ball had rolled into the watchers, Kawhi Leonard walked over to pick it up. When Kevin saw Kawhi approaching, he got up and tried to punch him. Kevin's punch missed Kawhi by about 5 feet, but became one of the most iconic courtside funny moments. The comedian was seen laughing while trying to punch Kawhi, so we're pretty sure that the miss was intentional. Had it landed, we're not sure what would have happened on that court, and we wouldn't want to know. Unsurprisingly, this was not the first tussle or even the last that Kevin had with Kawhi. Prior to the courtside attack, Kevin was invited to Get Up on ESPN to react to some of the funniest clips on NBA stars. Kevin laughed for a minute straight at a video of Kawhi giving an interview. In his defense, the video was very funny, as Kawhi talks about being a fun person, but speaks in a very grave tone. The video ends with Kawhi laughing awkwardly, which sends Kevin and the interviewer into fits of laughter. We may or may not have watched the clip and laughed along with him. Last but not the least, Kevin Hart and Charles Barkley butt heads. A video went viral on social media where Kevin was seen making fun of Charles Barkley for being unable to win an NBA championship during his career. Barkley retorted with a dig at Kevin's height, to which Kevin got back to him. No holds barred. The impromptu roast sesh took place during halftime, when Kevin Hart joined the NBA on TNT Cast during the Mountain Dew Kickstart Rising Stars game. In attendance were Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. All NBA legends were secondhand starry-eyed and not jealous at all. Charles Barkley made a comment about Kevin going shirtless in a movie but not having the body for it. This may have gotten to Kevin, who has always been a fitness enthusiast. Kevin got back to him with savage retorts and ended up calling Barkley, "Of all people out here, you look like a beanbag that's just been sat on." Ooh, burn, David. The comment, though harsh, left the entire panel howling in laughter. We're glad how everyone is mostly, if not always, a good sport about his jokes. We'll also hand it to Kev that this was a pretty good joke. Barkley, who tried to give just as well as he received, still ended up bearing the brunt of the comedian's fiery tongue. Our boy still wasn't done with the Houston Rockets star, as he went on to mock him for his inability to win an NBA championship, despite having a successful career. Well, folks, that's all for this one. If you'd like to learn more about stars butting heads for comedy, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video. Do let us know which Kevin Hart insult do you find best. For us, it was definitely the missed punches. See you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.